How can you change habits? You know, there are certain things which you should know about habits, because as young people, this is going to matter to you. How do you, what is a habit basically? It is a repetitive action which has become automatic and unconscious. You are not able to break it. And habits can be very strong. You know, the very word H-A-B-I-T, you remove H, a bit remains, right? You remove A, bit remains. You remove B, still it remains. Once you form a habit, you are creating a neural pathway in your brain, and your energies will tend to flow like that. So if you don't put the foundation now, the foundation of good habits, you are going to suffer your habits a long time in your life, maybe a few decades. How do you change habits? By replacing them with better habits. That is the technique to change habits, replacing habits. So we will discuss a bit of this. How do we exactly do it? You know what creates a habit? There are a few factors which create a habit. First of all, there are what are called habit cues, which means triggers which help you make a habit, which sort of force you to make a habit. Like for example, if you have this tendency of keeping your mobile all the time with you, even when you are studying or working in a lab, is it allowed here? No. Why? You know what happens when the mobile is with you? There is a natural tendency to keep checking your messages. Whenever any notification comes, the buzzer is always on. Hardly people are on silent mode because they have got used to this constant flitting of attention. Now this is very harmful for a student. If you are not in a focused state, it will take you a long time to absorb any high level knowledge. So if you have the habit cue right in your pocket, which means say your mobile phone, you will have a tendency to constantly check what is happening there. So this is the first thing you should know. What creates a habit? A habit cue, which I have kept close to myself. Then second thing is my role models. What are they doing? I will tend to imitate that. If your friend whom you love very much, whom you look up to, is constantly doing it, you will also keep doing it. Please check and see if this is true or not. So the kind of company you keep, and also the society in which we grow up, all these also tend to build up our habits. You know, in the family there are certain habits which are given to you. You tend to pick up a certain habits by yourself. There is this, a community creates a kind of belief system and habit system in an individual. And shared experiences, whenever you share it with friends or family, they have a deep impact on the mind. This is how we pick up habits. We see people, we like it, and then we like the habits they have, and then we pick it up. So in a way, habits are picked up. But if you want to change your habits, you must be a little more intelligent and sensitive. First of all, you will identify the habit cues, which means what is it that triggered that habit in me? And then another one important element in a habit is a routine. There is this tendency in the mind, you see, we have a biological clock within ourselves, isn't it? That biological clock, from time to time, it will make you repeat that action. Suppose it is just checking your messages, that example I gave you. So you see, periodically you will feel like doing it. So there is a habit cue, there's a habit routine, and there's a reward mechanism which functions with every habit, which means it makes you feel good. That's why you are in that habit. This reward mechanism also is automatic. It has been traced to dopamine release or endorphin or something, some neurochemical in your brain. But basically you are convinced of the fact that this is a laudable thing. It's a beautiful thing. It makes me feel good. So I will do it. So these are the three elements of a habit cue, a routine, and a reward, according to modern psychology. But please see this. Now, if you want to change a habit, what will you do? You will have to work on these three. I told you habits are changed by replacement techniques. You place in front of you better cues. Suppose you want to get rid of the habit of constant distraction on the mobile. You keep at least during your study hours, You will keep the mobile at a distance. That is why it is not allowed in your classrooms, in your labs. Keep it at a distance. Keep those things close to you which will help you in the study. And the routine, which means the time, periodically when you want to get into that particular habit, you must break that time period. You will fix that only twice a day at definite periods of time you will watch for your messages. You will see your messages. Not the whole day long, not all the time. So you see, when you tamper with the routine, again you bring a break in the habit. And then this reward mechanism. See, modern psychology will tell you this, that this is also involved in the habit, but yoga will basically tell you that if you have a very idealistic outlook, which means instead of the reward, you just incline towards what is good, what is beneficial to you, rather than what is just pleasant, then this problem of bad habits only will not arise. So you know very well whether it feels good or does not feel good, whether you like it or you don't like it. That is a habit which is good for you. Once you set it, it will build your life. So whether there's a reward or not, you will keep distracting things away from you. So this is also a third element in good habit formation, that you make sure it is not only reward based, not well, just now I like it so I'm doing it. That's a very small way of working. Children will do that, but as adults we should not be doing that. You must discriminate. There must be sharp discretion. Is this useful to me? Where is it taking me? This level of distraction is taking me away from my goals. So I will keep it aside. Whether I feel good or bad, I like it or I don't like it, my friends adore it or don't adore it, doesn't matter. So unless you fix this, your own value system, it is difficult to change habits. Morning, you see, your workout. For many children in IIT also, it seems it is difficult to do a workout in the morning. They know very well that it sort of awakens them to get up and do some 5 minutes of yoga and then go for a jog or run, or at least 10 minutes of some physical activity, some exercise. It is difficult for the simple reason it has not become a habit. So what do you do? First step, you keep the habit cue in front of you, which means maybe you keep your jogging shoes right near your bed, near your cot, so that when you get up in the morning, you are aware of the fact that I have to do my physical exercises. Then, definite time, the routine matters. Your mind gets used to doing that particular thing at that particular moment. So if you are getting up at say 6 or 7, whatever time you are getting up, if that time you have fixed for at least a 10-minute round or cycle around the IIT campus or a jog, then what will you do? It will naturally, you will want to do it. As you keep doing it, the habit builds up, there's a cumulative effect. Then you will want to do it again and again. So the routine is set. And then third thing, whether I like it or not, whether anybody prefers it or not, maybe your roommate doesn't like it, but I will go for my jog. This kind of a value system, because you have thought it out well, that this is a habit which is useful to me. And really after a run, you feel so bright. Even your brain, it helps in the development of your brain. All your energies get awakened. If you are sluggish and that kind of a tendency, then you lose upon all this. So forming habits is a perfect possibility at any age. If you catch these essential factors, if you depend upon the factors, wrong factors, or if you do not feel that you can do it, if this self-efficacy, what is called it, if that is absent, then a habit can become a huge problem. Or if it is dependent only on that reward mechanism, what will I get out of it? Will I get pleasure out of it? If this is your question, then you are in trouble. You cannot change that habit. Whether I like it or not at that moment, this is good for me, so I will do it. Bas, full stop. No more thinking after that. You must go ahead and do it. So this is the way to basically build habits in your life. Once you have built strong, good habits in your life, it gets raised to a particular level. You will be doing things which your friends find difficult. Your concentration levels will zoom up, and physical agility, mental agility will just come into your life. So don't be under your habits. Your habits should be under you. You have made your habits, you can unmake them. You do so, you can undo. You can do anything with your life. It's all in your hand.